my name is Abdurrahman Al Hashmi. I'm the youngest Emirati twin chef, one of the twins, and cooking is my passion. And I'm very excited to be in the book Voices of the Future.
I'm Maitha Al Hashmi, his twin, and one of the UAE twin chefs. And we are proud to be the youngest Emirati chefs to obtain a diploma in culinary arts by the age of 13.
Today we are very privileged and feel very humble and special to be here in the Al Hashmi home. Dr. Wada is my dear friend, know him well, and we very kindly agreed to be with the twin chefs. They are young, they are smart, they are bright, they are talented, and they are really doing special things. They're doing it in a beautiful way. They're keeping close to nature. They're keeping close to being authentic. They have won diplomas at the age of 13, and they have really just reshaped the whole horizon of the Emirati chef scene. And I'm sure they will do wonderful things in the future. So welcome to Abdurrahman and to Mesa, and really happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for your lovely meal that you did. You know, for me, food is about love, is about heart, it's about family, it's about being together. So thank you for that. Thank you for inviting me to your home.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you. So we'll start with you, Abdurrahman, just to warm up. I believe you started doing this when you were like 2, 3, 4 years of age.
3 to 4 years old.
So what got you excited? What inspired you to sort of start cooking? Because at 3, I was running around. I was very naughty, and I was more busy eating than cooking.
We were doing everything. Like obviously, all of 3 years old will be naughty and eating a lot. But at the same time, as we were eating, we were seeing our parents like in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like we wake up in the morning, we go down to the kitchen, and we see them like cooking. So we are like seeing everything, and we were like curious as like any young children. So we wanted to learn with them. So they started like my father gave us like plastic knives, and he let us like cut the mushrooms.
Okay.
To put in the eggs, in the omelette in the morning. So we started from there, and our whole family actually also cooks. My grandmother also, she's a very talented home chef, and we also like learn from her, and we see her all the time in the kitchen, so we also join her, and we started like there.
Amazing.
Like her love for food made us eager to continue into this field.
That's good, because you know, with my mother and my grandmother, it was exactly the same thing, because and you know, when they are cooking and I'm picking from the food and I'm eating like this, I'm sure you did the same. And this is how I guess you start learning. Mesa, tell me, when did you start making complete dishes, and were you working with your mom and grandma, or were you doing it yourself?
First, as he mentioned, we love to cook with our parents, like by a young, or like when we were like 3, 4, 5. And then by the age of 6, of course, our first meal was omelette. And then by the age of 8, 8, we started cooking by our own.
Okay.
And then by the age of 13, when there was a lockdown and COVID came, we said, why don't we change? Like, we loved cooking. So some suggested, why don't we change our hobby into a profession?
Sure.
So then my father mostly requested, and then we got an ICCA.
Right.
And we got a diploma in culinary arts by the age of 13.
I was very
we're proud of this accomplishment.
No, you should be proud of this accomplishment. It's amazing. You know, you are still young and you are learning quickly, but it is a very, very tough business that you are now converting from love and passion to profession. This is a big step. Have you thought about what you like about this, that you want to make it a profession? Both of you.
Like, what are we trying to do now? It's not like only about cooking. we are trying to use our local Emirati flavors and take it to the international level, like all the other cuisines around the world.
Yeah.
You can see it everywhere. So we want to raise the Emirati cuisine.
Right.
So we are trying now to do a lot of fusion dishes and combining flavors together.
Yeah.
By using other cuisines combined with Emirati cuisines,
Right.
and making new dishes.
So we were having a wonderful discussion about Voices of the Future, and we are going to have both Abdurrahman and Maitha featured here because they are a voice of the future, and food and nutrition and health and family and love and community are an integral part of the future, and that's why we are talking to them today. So coming back is that we were discussing that profession is very difficult. It's a very tough environment. What would you like to do? Would you like to set up a restaurant, or would you, what are your thinking? What is your thinking behind it?
Actually, we aim to open a Michelin Guide chain of restaurants.
Okay.
And a culinary institute that would encourage and inspire young youth to continue into this field.
Amazing.
As F&B is one of the most important sectors today.
Yeah.
And actually, it's not just about food and cooking. It also contributes into sustainability, food safety, food security, farming.
Yes.
Nutrition, agriculture, yes, and much more.
And this is what's happening because we've got so much fast food around, and the nutrition value of the food is going away,
Yes.
and we're getting too much sugar, and we're getting too much carb. So the food that we're eating internationally is actually very, very poor in terms of quality. So are you paying attention to things like that?
Yes, like most of our food, we don't use any like processed food.
Yeah.
Everything in our cooking is like from scratch.
Right.
Like every sauce that we use, everything we do it from scratch.
Right.
So we know what we are putting in the food and the base of our ingredients to ensure like everything is healthy in our cooking.
Right.
And like when we don't use any artificial things, everything is natural.
Mm-hmm.
Also, and mostly organic food.
Yeah.
It doesn't have of these hormones in the plants.
Amazing.
Even.
So I want to ask a difficult question, and that is that this is about the future and the future of food. When I think about future food, and I'm sure you have seen this, there has 3D printed food, So we have that, which you just put the ingredients and the food is being cooked. Or
they started doing it for, I remember like for meat.
Yes.
They 3D printed steaks. Also it was vegan.
That's right. I mean, so 3D printed steaks and actual steaks, because you made this beautiful steak for me, and thank you for that. But you can actually take the gene from the Wagyu beef and reproduce.
Yeah.
So your children will say, Baba, why are you killing cows to give me meat when you can actually make meat from my Wagyu beef, genetically produced? In 10 years' time, we will not have meat. 80% of the meat, 90% of the meat will
Everything
actually
will
be like that. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a bit weird now. But like now we only eat like the normal Wagyu and the normal steaks. So I still didn't try actually I seen this.
I've tried it. Yeah.
The sleep like from a couple of years like when they started doing it.
Yeah.
I wanted to try it from before, but I don't know like from
you should do blind tasting of this thing, because in a hamburger with everything else you don't taste it. I mean you don't know the difference. When you eat it normally, it looks a little bit plastic. I think in about 3-4 years, they will perfect it. Also, you mentioned sustainability, nature, and so on. A lot of the farming that happens all over the world is not very sustainable. So these type of new developments will actually make food much more sustainable and easy to access.
Farms.
Yeah. So, okay, so this is why I feel that the young generation is coming through, you and then the next generation after you, the belief system starts changing. And that's why we want young people in the book, because you are genuinely a voice of the future. You are, inshallah, going to live to more than 100 years of age. You will, because there are 3 people in this book who talk about longevity. You will live to between 100 and 120, because every 50 years, it goes up 20 years. It keeps doubling. So,
really?
Yes.
I think it gets less, not more.
Lala is the other way around, because when you were in 1900, you only lived to about 50. Then in 2000, we were living to 75. Now the average age in the world is 82. By the time another 15, 20 years is going to be 100, and then it's going to grow. So it's so wonderful to see that you're following your passion, because if you're 100 years and you are an accountant or something like this, life is boring. So it's good to find a passion. The other thing about food and cooking, and you spoke about nature, is family. What is the importance for you of family and eating together and cooking together? How do you feel about that?
To be honest, I'm like mostly passionate about cooking for my family.
Yeah.
I enjoy cooking for them because I feel there's like a sense of love that you pass through like food.
Absolutely.
And when there is love in food, it's like way nicer and tastier than
you hit the nail on the head, because really food is all about love. Because the difference between average food and good food is love. You know, the love that you put in the spices. So the fun question that I had, that because you're so young, let's say that we put you in a time machine. We are all in a time machine, and we go in the future, and we are on your 50th birthday. On your 50th birthday, what do you feel you have achieved? Or anything else? I mean, what will you have a menu for your 50th birthday?
Like if we had a menu for our 50th birthday, I think you can have, like at that time you can have anything. As you say already, there is like 3D printed food. Maybe at that time you can have anything like printed, or you can source any type of food without traveling to other country. You can get it directly. If just like now save the genes of these different animals. And then you can have them at that time.
Right. What about you, Maith? You are sitting there and you have all your babies around you, and how do you visualize when you think in the future?
To be honest, like I don't know what will be on the menu. But like I want like when we reach 50, I want us to be like like an inspiration, a sort of inspiration for kids, teens, and even elders. Like I want them to look back to our story. And like I want us to make a change. Like
MashaAllah, this is amazing, because really you already are an inspiration, and you're very humble, and you're a really nice brother and sister together. But that is by itself an inspiration. You know, when they see you together, I've seen some of your Instagram and stuff like that. It's beautiful, and we need some pictures from there, please, for the book, because you have some nice pictures there. Anything that you want to share with me about how you see things happening in the industry of food and beverage?
I see, like in the future, from now, especially in Dubai, they are in the UAE mostly. They are starting to do like everything sustainable. Or before we were using plastic, now they are everything in the events that we are going and doing. It's like everything is the biodegradable plates. Nothing. We don't use any of these like unrecyclable material. Everything is recyclable. Everything is more sustainable. Now we are working on sustainable menus. Like everything that we are using is local, so there's nothing coming from planes and the fuels. So it's like everything is more sustainable. And even like in the future, if they don't start being sustainable, maybe there will be no future.
And no food on the table.
Yes.
Like sustainability is one of the most important things. If they didn't like start to put it, there will be no future.
That's true. I mean, the other thing is most diseases at this point in time are self-inflicted diseases. 100 years ago, it was infectious diseases. Now, they are through diet, nutrition, stress, like heart disease, all of these cardiometabolic diseases. They are all related to our lifestyle. How can we change our lifestyle and go back to what I would call our basics? Because you mentioned that you love cooking for your family. So I wrote an article for the 50th anniversary of Emirati National Day on the 2nd of December, 2 years ago, for Gulf News. And I said, by 2071, when we come back, everything will have changed, and robots and flying machines and this, that, and the other. But my feeling was nothing should change. Family should still be the same. We should still sit around on barbecue. We were still sitting here because those things are constant. Love and family and community is constant. And I think you are building this thing.
Even like now we have everything and we can, but still sometimes now, especially in the winter, we go out with our friends in the desert and cook like on the wood. Like just put wood and put the big pot on top and cook like our traditional
That's
food.
right. That's right.
So we also, if you have everything, we go back to the past always. It's like nicer.
Yeah. Nathan, what makes you happy? I know you are an inspiration, a role model. Is there anything else you feel that you'd like to do in your life? I know you are achieving some other outcomes.
Like
I was thinking
food related?
No, it could be Hafidh al-Quran. It doesn't have to be food. You like exercise? That's great.
Yeah.
And if I'm allowed to mention that you're about to become Hafidh al-Quran, which is quite incredible. It is an amazing thing that one can do. Abdul Rahman, any final thoughts that you may have? Any message that you want for all these old people, for the people for the future? Any message for the future?
For the people of the future, like anything you want to do or you have a passion to do it, work hard and you can achieve it. Like we are just 15 years old, but we have achieved a bit more than like our age. But we are still learning and we don't stop learning. So when you stop learning, you are...
keep learning and keep exploring because you're very proud of being an Emirati and you're young and you're here. But a lot of your inspiration will come when you travel, when you explore. You go to Asia and you see how they cook there. You go to Italy, you see, in France. I hope you will find opportunities in your life over the next 5-10 years to travel and to learn from travel. That's the best way.
Actually, when we are small, we always travel and try food all around the world. And now, like when COVID, we didn't travel a lot. We learned all of these cuisines from like online and from all the other chefs that we have met in our events that we do, like collaboration with restaurants. Sometimes we go train in Michelin restaurants. So we learn from everyone, and every like chef, they have a certain thing that we learn. We try to learn from everyone.
You take your learning and create something on Instagram or on multimedia to inspire people globally. Because through this book, we're reaching about 30 million people. And I think, inshallah, for you, when you graduated and so on, you could create a lot of these things. Now, today, because of all of the of Instagram and others, you can reach the world from here. So this is a whole thing.
We tried doing videos on Instagram, but now like we don't have a lot of time to. But when we do, we have a couple of videos. Also now I'm working on a couple of videos. But like the video making, the cooking and the editing, it all takes time. And also now we are working on a master class with one of the top cooking culinary schools in the world, Elon de Casse. We are doing with them the master class.
Have you thought of starting a farm or creating something like that? Maybe that's something.
When we were young, we were planting here. In the
when you were
garden.
Young, you are already still young.
No, like 4 years, 3-4 years ago.
Right.
But here in the UAE, if it's not close, it's difficult because you have a limited time to grow and take everything. Because when winter comes, the summer comes, everything will die. Especially if you don't have like a greenhouse or to cover from the heat.
Yeah. So to come to an end, Metha, a final comment from you. Anything you want for future generations? Anything for a message from here? Something
Yes,
from your
a
heart.
message is to never give up on your dreams, because no matter the duration, like being constant, determined and dedicated, it will always lead to success.
MashaAllah, thank you very much. And you, your final message? I agree with everything she said.
And I agree with her. Yeah.
Because she's my twin sister, she can think for me in advance of me, right?
Yeah, we think together and we work together.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed, both of you. You've been very kind. You've been very, your answers were amazing. And hopefully, inshallah, we will see you progress. And all my love, all my blessings, all my prayers for both of you.
Thanks.
Always.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.